Yes, people. Welcome back to another edition of the ManDem United podcast, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And the ManDem United podcast is a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. And as you can see from the title, people, shambolic 4-0 defeat away to Brighton. Shambolic. And I think that is me being kind, but we're going to get into all of that, all of the off the field stuff that is going on with Manchester United as well. Rio Ferdinand stating that Ralph shouldn't be airing United's dirty laundry in public, and that if he was there, I wouldn't allow him to do press conferences. The whole situation with Jesse Lingard, what Jesse Lingard's brother posted as well. On top of all that, all the players we've been linked with, people leaving upstairs as well. There's so much going on with Manchester United as always. So we are going to get into all of that. But first and foremost, please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or you are watching this back afterwards, hit the like button on the video. Vitally important you do that. Hit the like button on the video. Share this across all the socials as well, please. Share this across all the socials. And on top of that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, people. Road to 4K subscribers here on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. And big up to everyone who continues to support as well, man. Much appreciated and much love. So thank you very much to everyone who is doing so. Please keep all your comments and questions in the comment section. Yeah, comments and questions in the comment section. Please keep all your comments Manchester United related, please. So any questions you have, even if it's from a different topic of what I'm talking about, and I will get to all of your questions. And apologies that the show hasn't been here for a minute, but with the NBA playoffs, things have had to get moved around. That's all it is. The schedule has been stacked, whether it's here on the YouTube or more so on the Twitch. Go and follow the Twitch as well, people. But yes, please hit the like button, share across all socials as well. Let's get as many people in here as possible. Big up to Buggo Senior, who says, big up, man. Big up to you as well. But let's start. You know what? Might as well start at the 4-0. Might as well start at the 4-0 in regards to Manchester United Brighton. I've said it already. These players have been on the beach. This is why if you go back and watch the watch along on this very channel, that I wasn't really fussed about the 4-0 defeat. It doesn't change too much. I see people getting really upset and I don't understand why. Like, we've been performing badly for a while now. And the reason why I don't put that so much on Ralph is because, like, blaming Ralph, like, he's not blameless, but acting as if he's the one to blame for the majority of this is totally wrong. Blaming Ralph is like blaming the babysitter for your kid's bad behavior. And at this moment in time, Ralph is the babysitter. Manchester United are the bad kid. And we're not looking at the parents, who are the Glazers, who was up until recently, well, not up until recently, until he was sacked early, the board, the medical staff, the scouting system, all of the people up and above, all of those people it was. But before I continue, I got a welcome to the show. A regular of the channel, works very hard on his Red United TV channel. Plenty to say, as always. Hilarious, Donny, but very knowledgeable. Man like Ivorian is in the building. What are you telling me, brother? You good? I think he's having some connections issues. Yo, Ivorian, can you hear, man? Believe he is. Yo, fam, I can't hear you if you're saying anything. You good? Yo, Ivorian. Yo, my guy. Yeah, you're moving dodgy, fam. Jump out and jump back in. Jump out and jump back in again. Where was we at? But yeah, big up to Buggo Senior, who says, big up, man. Keenan says, so much going on with the club, but nothing is happening. Haaland joining our city rivals without batting an eyelid while we are struggling with no goals. I'll get into this now. Now, I wouldn't say nothing's happening with our club. And City are above us anyway. So that's like, regardless, like we don't have to worry about them. Like, City are they're not our major concern. The teams around us are our major concerns. The likes of West Ham, the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Spurs. They're the three teams we're in and around who we need to be looking at and doing better than in the summer transfer window and competing against the finishing above. Then we can focus on trying to catch Chelsea, and then we can above them. We can then focus on trying to catch Liverpool and Manchester City. So that's why I don't even worry about Manchester City. They're not on our radar. Like, yes, we are rivals in name, in terms of on the pitch, with or without Haaland, it doesn't matter. That's why I don't concern myself with what Manchester City are doing. We got to sort our own problems. Ten Hag has watched Manchester United's last few games remotely. Is said to have been unimpressed with the squad's fitness level. That would tie in with what Ralph has said. And these are the things that we've noticed. Like our team, I can't even say being lazy because they're just unfit. Our team not pressing, our team not being a cohesive unit. We spoke on all of these things. United players were due back for the pre-season training on July the 4th, but it's understood Ten Hag wants some of his players to report for duty the week beginning June 20th to get them in shape. Of course. Big up to my guy, Neil. Leicester fan beyond the 90 LCFC says it's good to be in vibes with someone else this season. Facts. Let's get back to roasting Ryan. Hey, Ryan. Hey, if you're watching or whether you're watching this back, how's that quadruple going, fam? Hold that, you little bomber old. But yes, as I was saying, back to the Manchester United Brighton game. Because like I said, like Bogo said there, that's no surprise if Ten Hag did say that. Obviously, I speak on all these things, even though there isn't a credible source, but it makes sense if that was to be said. EFAC with his second account says, I don't care for City's dominance. Big up Sarcasm City TV. I don't care for it because that's not our concern. Like I said, they are competing for first place. They are competing for the biggest trophies. They compete for the Premier League title. They compete for the Champions League. They compete for the FA Cup. They compete for the League Cup. We compete for none of those 4 trophies. We have much more important things and things closer. We have a priority list, and City competing with City is not top of our priority list right now. Hopefully it will get there. That should be the end game, but it's not right now. But as I was saying, yeah, 4-0 to Brighton. No surprise, no shock. We just played terribly. Considering how well we played against Brentford, where I actually enjoyed the game, we played terribly. But ever since Ralph has come out and criticized these players publicly and said they're not good enough and we need 10, 11, 12 new players, rather than the players go out and show Ralph wrong and prove everybody wrong and say we are good enough, they've proved him exactly right. None of these players have a leg to stand on. None of these players have a leg to stand on. Not a one. Sancho's not been around, so I'll always give Sancho a blight. I know Varane's been getting stick, but I'm still a fan of Varane. But mine is those two. I'm not really, no one else really. The hair you can kind of add as well. But mine is those 3. That's it. Again, people know I'm a fan of Delo, which I am. But we got major surgery to do. Ralph was right when he said major heart surgery. Like, that's what it is. Major heart surgery. Like, it's nothing like what Manchester United need. Absolutely nothing like what Manchester United need. Big up King K, who says, big up my guy. Big up to you. EFAC says, another banker left. Who left? Who left? Is it from a couple days ago? Because it wasn't a group chat that somebody had left. But let me know. But what are you lot saying? What's your thoughts on the United Brighton game? And also continue to get your questions in. Heart and brain surgery needed. Facts. Heart and brain surgery definitely needed. Like, without question. Without question. It's not even a debate. Not even a debate whatsoever. Let me try and pull up somebody in the comments, please. Somebody in the comments, please put Rio's quotes in the comments, people. In the comments. Look at the report I sent. What report? Where did you send it? This guy had in no context, you know. I had in no context. But yeah, back to it as I was saying anyway. With Ralph, that's why he's not blameless, but I don't look at him to be majorly at fault. He's been a breath of fresh air. So when I see people asking, like, what's he done? It's no coincidence that as soon as Ralph lands and starts criticizing that, players are all of a sudden all unhappy. Players want to leave. And we got upstairs movement as well in terms of board members leaving. I have to give him credit for that. That wasn't happening before. Let's get all of these men out. We've seen scouts leaving. We've seen, I'm sure medical staff will leave. We've seen other people in board positions leave as well. Like, this is all steps in the right direction. Like, people want everything in one swoop. That's not going to happen. This is not FIFA. This is not Football Manager. You're not going to get rid of the entire backroom staff and bring in new backroom staff. You're not going to get rid of the entire squad and then bring in new squad as well. But leave Ivorians in the building this time. Yo, Ivorian, what are you telling me? Yo, you're on mute, fam. But you're better now. You're on mute. Yeah, man, I can't hear you, fam. But you're better anyway. Big up to Keenan. It says, speaking on his 5 YouTube show, Ferdinand said, I don't agree with the way that he's airing the dirty laundry in public while he's still in a hot seat, while he's still there. No, this needs to be done. Public embarrassment and public shame is what some people need. Some people don't learn in it. Sometimes you need that to be publicly embarrassed. Yes, Ivorian, can you hear me now?
Well, can you guys
There
hear me
we
now?
go. There we go. Yeah, we can hear you. Ivorian in the building. What are you telling me, my brother?
Apologize, man. Big up to everyone that's tuning in, man. Your boy Ivorian Spice has made a mess right now. Had internet problems, but now I'm back. Big up to everyone that's tuning in. But yes, as you were saying, are we discussing the Rio Ferdinand situation first of all?
Yeah, we can start. Yeah, we can go there, fam. We can start there. That's calm. I've literally just started speaking on it because Keenan brought up the comment. So yeah. And Keenan also said, Rio said, it's nice sometimes for fans, you want to get that bit of insight, but there's information that he's letting out that shouldn't be. I completely disagree with this. I don't see what he said that has wrong. He's come out and criticized the players. He's criticized the medical staff. He's criticized the scouts. He's criticized the board. Do we all not want what's best for Manchester United? Yes, so I don't get it. He says, you're still in the job, man. Relax, have some respect for the people around you. Rio continues. I don't believe he's had a lack of respect. I believe the board members don't respect that. They're a bigger disrespect. The players of some certain players have disrespected the club majorly with their performances. Never mind attitude, just basic performances. Walking around, not pressing, all these type of things. Medical staff the same. Recruitment staff the same. The club from top to bottom the same. There's a reason why we haven't won a trophy in 6 years. I might want to blame Ralph. Nah, that might have been disrespectful. That's what it is. But yeah, go on, Ivorian. Your thoughts on
my thoughts on what Rio said. You know what? Yeah, as a fan, the truth needs to come out, and I'm quite happy that Ragnick himself has been airing out dirty laundry for now, because the dirty laundry been out for a long time. It's just that no one's ever spoken about, or no one ever noticed that. Your laundry's been out for the last 5-6 months. Are you not going to take it in? Like, your neighbor's been telling you that for a long time. Do you get me? Like, Rio, for him to say that. I don't know whether the whole British media broadcast teams have decided to just randomly just attack Ragnick. It's needed. The truth is needed. We need something as fans to know what is going on, what has happened. The fact that we brought Ragnick in to just assess the team and see where we need to go for the following season is in the right. Where I can agree with Rio, back in these days, the Fergie days, none of this came out, everything should be tightly sealed and everything. That can only happen if you're successful and doing well. Unfortunately, just like you don't hear anything from Man City because they're doing well. You hear Liverpool, you don't hear nothing from Liverpool because they're doing well. At Manchester United, a lot of things are going wrong. So we need to understand that what's going on with this EastEnders club. Like, we need to understand what the drama is. Ralph is in the right to say what he has said, because you can clearly see that obviously from the day he came in, his tone has changed. He was all happy, optimistic, looking forward to this job. And then 4 or 5 months down the line, his tone changed. Everything sometimes coming out. The truth is coming out. Players need to be shamed. It's the truth. I'm tired of these players that keeps coming out on Twitter or Instagram going against the club. I've never seen a club where you're allowed to disgrace and just talk bad about your employees. I've never seen that. No, even where I currently work. There's no way I can go on social media and just slander my employers. I'll be sacked. Your family members shouldn't be doing that as well. So again, Ralph Ragnick is I'm with him. I back him all the way, man. Everything that he's saying and doing is the truth, man. They should start listening. If they're not listening from internal meetings where Ralph is telling them, like we should sign a striker, they're going to tell it publicly that I told these men that we should sign a striker. You didn't listen to me, innit? Like, but you men's out here calling me shit. I ain't shit. These men are shit. No, because he's getting it from broadcasters like all of a sudden you guys are finally become pundits again. Like, the whole entire
talk about it, fam. All of a sudden, that's very. I love that statement you just made. All of a sudden, you man want to be pundits again. All of a sudden now, you man can analyze games and criticize. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, it's amazing. Well, yeah, go on, carry on, fam.
All of a sudden, you're talking about how Manchester United don't have an identity. We haven't had identity it's born identity for us for the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. Like, we don't know. It's Jackie Chan. Who am I for the last 5-6 years, bro? Like, come on. Like, all of a sudden you want to just criticize, Manchester United don't have a style. So what, under Oli we never had a style? Or like, come on, like, we never had a style.
And you man had nothing to say on that.
Nothing to say on that. They were just blaming players and etc. how they don't have the passion and desire to play for the club and all that kind of stuff. But when you bring a man that wants to show them that, we've just seen it. We saw from the first game, Crystal Palace, Gegenpress. After that, never seen again. Because why? They're incapable of following instructions.
Facts.
and doing things and playing a certain style. So yeah, man, Rio, you're the reason why Oli got the job. And since that day, I would just suggest you just shut up and don't say anything about Manchester United, because it just sends so much wave. Same thing as Gary Neville. He's the reason why Jose Mourinho stayed as long as he possibly can, and he's the reason why Oli stayed in the job for as long as he can. They're not good for Manchester United. Their mouth is not good for Manchester United's health right now. So just shut up and just stick to their own opinions and don't say too much about the club, especially the manager Ragnar. He's in the right to talk. He's the manager. The manager's allowed to complain about certain things and air out certain things. He's allowed to do that.
I'm all if it's all for if it's going to help benefit us in the long term. And we've needed this for the longest. Like, our kids have been misbehaving. That's why I use the babysitter analogy. Like I said, blaming Ralph for Manchester United's current predicament and where we are is like blaming the babysitter for your bad behavior, for your kids' bad behavior. And we've been behaving like, no, it needs to be told. Like when the super nanny goes in there and she deals with the situation and she goes in and says, yo, look, it's this, this, and this. That's it, in essence, what Ralph is doing. Hey, you lot get the likes up as well. Likes are way too low. Jump the likes up on the video, please, as well. Gogo says, still shout out Flawless, big up to you and that man watching from the US. Love that. And again, there's more comments. I know you posted on your Instagram as well. Yeah. I'm literally gonna read out the rest as well. So he said, I've said this for a couple of weeks now. He's saying a lot of stuff to almost distance himself from responsibility, but he has to expect some responsibility that the team has got worse since he's been there. For all the great work he's done at previous clubs, and a lot of that was recruitment and bringing players in. He's been brought in to be a manager and manage this team and navigate them to the Champions League football. He's failed in that department, and that's undeniable. But he's shifting the blame all over the place, and that's the bit that I find a little bit distasteful. Here's why I disagree with that in terms of, is he blameless? No. Was he brought in to help navigate us towards Champions League football? Absolutely. Nobody thinks this Manchester United side is a Champions League team. We've seen us in the Champions League, and we are not top 2 teams in the Champions League. We are not top 4. We are not top 5. We are not top 8. You can argue we are not top 10. We are roundabouts where we should be. People overhype this team, and that's whether Ralph is in charge, whether Ollie's in charge. We need a complete rebuild. We know this and that. And I don't think he's shifting the blame. He's showing, look at the tools I have. This squad is not good enough. These individual players are not good enough. But people don't want to talk about it. Like, people talk about Ronaldo or Isaiah. I said this. There was a reason why I didn't want Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's not his fault. That's not me criticizing his talent. That's me saying at 37, he is not it. Cavani, the same, I put in that bracket. Rashford, I put in that bracket. Lingard, I put in that bracket. Bruno, Fred, McTominay, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, all these players, Wan-Bissaka, who were all playing. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka's played less since Ralph has come in, but all of these players is what I'm talking about. I don't rate either all those players I just mentioned there. I don't think are good enough at all, or are all squad players at best. And that's the issue I have. So I don't think it's a little bit distasteful. Where was his energy from Rio when Oli was messing up? That's what I want to know.
It was under the carpet. It was swept.
Where was it?
Left under the carpet.
Well, it was hella defense. That's what it was. But yeah, go on, fam. Carry on.
Yeah, man. Again, I don't really agree with Rio, especially when he said his things have got a lot worse since he's come in. Things are already worse. Manchester United decided to pack a whole season in November and give up the whole entire season. That says a lot. And that was under Ollie's reign. So it was already bad as it was from the start of the season. It just got worse. And then we hit in the middle, a balance where Ragnick came in. Okay, the results are a bit better. And then towards now, the end where they got knocked out the Champions League, when the players mentally just caved in. And people need to understand that what these British broadcasts are not taking in is that these players are no longer here mentally. They're no longer at Manchester United. They're so left. Their body is just at Manchester United training. They're not in it anymore. Ever since we got knocked out the Champions League against Atletico Madrid, their head's gone. Never been it. They don't want to play. And these are the results that we're getting. You're seeing it on the pitch. They don't want to work for Manchester United. They don't want to play for Manchester United. They're not doing anything, you know. You get a little wins, dobbies here and there, but majority of the time, the performance has been majorly bad. And no one's taking that in. It's like, oh, it's just the manager, the way he sets up the team. How about take it in that the players just want the season to end, just like the fans want the season to end. The players want to end. And when you're in that feeling that, there's nothing to play for, what am I doing here? No. You're not going to play your best. You're not going to give you 100. It's going to reflect, and it's been reflecting for the last couple of games. So that sometimes I'm just tired, man. I'm tired of these broadcasters, man. Just sack them and bring the YouTubers in, bro, because this is nonsense, man. Sack them all, bro. Because they're out here reading scripts. Like, be your
Bringing all
own
the
man.
content creators. Yeah,
Bring
I hear you.
your own man.
Yeah, I hear you. Bringing the content creators and that. I hear you, fam. Trust me. I hear you. I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Big up King K as well. He says, shout out all the Americans that want the Americans out of the club. We out here. King K, where you watching from in America? And big up, man. Keep holding it down over that side as well, man. We all in this together. Don't matter if you're from Manchester. Doesn't matter if you're somewhere else in England. Don't matter if you're in a whole other continent, man. It must happen. And yeah, man, it is facts what Ivorian's saying. And we all want the season to end. We are all at that point where it's like, all right, let Ten Hag land. Let Ten Hag decide what players he wants to keep. Let him decide what players he wants to sell on. And that's going to be, this is why I'm optimistic, because I've said this before and I'll say this again, with the amount of players that are leaving, it clears up a lot of space in the squad and it clears a lot of the wage budget as well. When you got 10, 11, even possibly more players, and I have no issue with any of these players leaving. I'm not going to lie. Minus Pogba, which I understand. I have no problems with any of the players, whoever is out of contract or unhappy, who are potentially leaving. And man said, Philadelphia, bro. Yeah, man, big up. And as always with Manchester United, there's always off the field drama. I was saying it to Ivorian beforehand. It's like all the drama, off the field drama, all these storylines going on. It's like EastEnders building up to Christmas for those that watch soaps and that, or Coronation Street or Hollyoaks, where all the storylines just start to gather pace. So whether it's United getting battered on the pitch, whether it's Ralph criticizing things off the pitch, we all criticizing Ralph, the whole Jesse Lingard situation, what Lingard's brothers posted, etc., etc. It's crazy. Big up to Go says, I'm watching from Seattle, but I was a fan of you back when you was doing music. That Practice Makes Perfect mixtape was the truth. You taking it back, man. Said the Practice Makes Perfect mixtape. Shout out, fam. Didn't know you had a podcast, G. Yeah, man, but there's still music on the Take Note Click channel, so there's more music coming out. However, much appreciate that you hear.
Sounders as well. I believe they just won the CCL Champions League, man. Their version of the Champions League.
Oh, they won the Champions League. Hey, shout out to Seattle, man. A big up to you for locking in as well. Go, man. I appreciate it. Man said the Practice Makes Perfect mixtape. You taking it back. For those that don't know, that's a mixtape I put out back in might have been like 2008, something like that. Crazy times, did it? So big up to you. But yeah, here's what, and obviously Lingard didn't get his send off at home, and I will try and find a quote in regards to what his brother said. But
the quote. Do I have the quote? I should have.
I've got the quote. I've literally on your grammar as I'm speaking now. Red United TV One people go follow. So this is what Gary Neville said, speaking about Lingard getting a send-off. He said, I've seen Brian Robson and Steve Bruce not playing their last games for the club. One of them is the greatest captain Manchester United have ever had. They didn't get the send-off they wanted, so I'm not sure why Lingard deserved it. There was a lot of nonsense spoken about Lingard. He's been at the club a long time and done a good job. But I've seen Brian Robson and Steve Bruce not playing their last game for the clubs and not get a send-off in cup finals. They were both great captains, and one of them probably the greatest captain Manchester United have ever had. They didn't get the send-off they wanted, so I'm not sure why Lingard deserved it. I was thrown away in West Brom in the toilet. Sometimes it doesn't work out, Jesse. To feel you've got a God-given right to get some minutes on the pitch based on how they played. Not one of them, other than De Gea and Ronaldo, could complain about what will happen to them in this summer. We'll go to you, Ivorian, first. Your thoughts on it. I got a lot to say on that.
Nah, I completely agree with Gary Neville, because some of the times I don't. But in this situation here, I agree, because Jesse Lingard has no right to be demanding a send-off. You posted yourself dreaming about West Ham not long ago. You decided to not be sold and wanted to go on loan so you can get a free transfer and command a high signing on fee. Yeah. And then you want to send off for that. After everything all the shenanigans you've done, you want to send off. Jesse Lingard, I'm sorry, like a lot of players that's come from the Manchester United Academy has never got a send off. They got the boot, like you need to go, like the David Beckham situation. He hasn't played well. He hasn't been part of the Manchester United team or like a mainstay for the last 2 to 3 seasons. Therefore, you're not really entitled. Yes, I understand you gave your blood, sweat, and tears from the age of 7 to this age right now to Manchester United. A good, 10, 15 years. But it happens like that in life, where you've given your whole soul to a company and they say, you know what, we need to let you go. Like, there's no, just pack it back. We know, in fact, we already packed your bags for you. Just go. Like, it happens in life. So the thing is that I feel like some of the players are just feeling too entitled. And that's entitlement is surrounding around. It's just manifesting and affecting a lot of these players. But Lingard has no rights, man. Gary Neville is right. A lot of players, like, for example, Roy Keane never got send off. He got the boot. He just got sold. Rio Ferdinand didn't even know what his future was even until the last day of the season. And when he got into the change room, they said, "Oh, you know what? We can renew your contract." He never got a send off. That's an example. Steve Bruce never got a send off. I don't remember Ruud van Nistelrooy getting a send off. I don't remember a lot of players getting a send off. Not even Cristiano Ronaldo got a send off when he went to Real Madrid because he already done the season and they confirmed the transfer during the season break. So for him, that hasn't really done anything. Hasn't even scored at least 100 goals. Yes, he gave us the FA Cup vibes. You know, that was fantastic. The Carling Cup or Carabao Cup vibes, the goals that you gave us. We thank you for that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean you deserve a send-off. The only person that can say he deserves a send-off was Wayne Rooney, the top goal scorer of all time. You clap him, and he got his send-off. He's deserving of that. He's entitled to say, I should deserve a send-off. But for Jesse Lingard, you're a small boy, bruv. You don't deserve a send-off, man. You can't complain. And the manner that what his brother did was just so...
We're going to get to that. Yeah, we'll get into what his brother said. We definitely going to get into that 100%. Big up to Nip in the cut who says big up. Oh, yeah, big up to my pops as well who just messaged me because he's watching. So big up my pops and that. You know what I'm saying?
Pops,
you know what I'm saying? Flawless Senior in the building and that. Eddie says, cook these bums. Shout out Ivorian and El Jefe. Smash the like and subscribe, people. Yeah, mods, please get everybody liking and subscribing, man. Get the likes up. Larger my guy Eddie every single time as well. But yeah, on Lingard, the thing is with the Lingard situation, I understand why he feels away. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Having come through the youth system, being Manchester United through and through, having scored goals in big games and in cup finals and had won trophies, I understand why he feels away at getting off the getting on the pitch. Shout out my little bro as well. He's in the building as well, watching. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, I understand why he feels away. I just don't understand the backlash from people about it. Like, I really don't understand. I'd feel away. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I'd feel away if I've come through the youth system and the likes of Cavani are getting on before me for their farewell, who I've done more than. I'd feel a type of way. I think God helps himself at times, probably not with say the West Ham post that you mentioned there. But I have no issue with that. My issue is like, why is there, again, it always goes back to Ollie. Why is there criticism from Gary Neville like this for Jesse? Where was this criticism for Ollie? That's what I want to know. All of a sudden, you can talk sense and criticize again. I really don't understand it and dissect it on your podcast. But we get beat 5-0 at home to Liverpool and you don't mention the manager. You talk about all other stuff, but you ain't heavily criticizing the manager. Let Ralph have been beat 5-0 by Liverpool. Because when he got beat 4-1 by City, I think you had a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing. So I understand why Jesse feels away. I have no issue with what he said. Like I said, that's low on the problem list in regards to that. Because I think Cavani's been a bigger problem than Lingard. At least Lingard has had some form of success. So yeah, this is what Lingard's brother posted. So we'll get to this. He said, 20 years of blood, sweat, and tears, 4 domestic trophies, 3 cup final goals, not even a farewell. No wonder it's a Conference League next year with the thumbs up. Attacking players for celebrations when their club's being sold to the Super League. Okay. Class of 92, Busby babes. You're run by people who don't even know the offside trap. Classless, and the fans need to realize, good night, God bless. Tar. Been there 9 years, since 9 years of age, and didn't even get a send-off. Where is it? Yeah, didn't even get a send-off. Well done, bro. You're out. Your fault. We'll go to the rest on the Ivorian. I'll let you speak.
Do you know what? He's sent a lot of this, you know. I understand, like, he's given 20 years of his life, but the blood, the sweat, and the tears, I have to kind of frown with the sweat and the tears, because where did these players sweat and bust some tears for Manchester United, bro? Yeah, you bleed Manchester United because you come for the academy, Warrington, and etc. But again, as I said before, in my opinion of what his brother said, why don't you, Jesse Lingard, pick up some balls and say it for yourself in the press conference about how you felt like that? Why do you need to go through your family to say, I beg you, speak about me? Like, just do it, just tweet it. Just tweet, because it shows disrespect. Like, even towards the end of what he said, run by people, which we all agree, we can't disagree with what he said at the end, but it's disrespect to your employers. Like, how do you expect your employers to treat you right now with your brother saying all of that kind of stuff? Disrespect. I said it again. Nowhere in my life where I've ever worked where I've signed a declaration saying that I cannot chat shit about my workplace, even if I'm unhappy with them. How is it that ever since the last couple of these men are allowed to do it? Ronaldo's sister's done it. A lot of them. This is not the first time Jesse Lingard's brother's done it. This is
Yeah,
what
he said stuff before. He said stuff before. Yeah,
this
yeah.
needs to be stopped. This needs to be stopped. About again, back to what he said. There's a lot of bullshit in it, and there's a lot of truth. Yes, he gave 20 years of his life, and he should technically get sent off. I understand, Florence. He said you'll feel a certain type of way. We would all feel a certain type of way
Yeah,
if we've worked for a certain
I get that.
company, for a company for X amount of years,
Yeah.
and you never even got a goodbye card like or thank you for giving you all. But when you start behaving a certain way towards the end of your tenure, expect this.
I hear that.
This.
That's a fair point. I hear that. You got a point. You got a point.
Expect this. Like if you could probably went to the office and probably said, "How come I didn't get so?" Well, we was gonna give you a send off, but your brother will chat shit, and you sent pictures on you about you dreaming about West Ham. How does that work, my brother? We pay you, and you disrespect us. The hand that feeds you, you're out here nibbling on it and biting on it. That's how I see it, man. I don't respect what Jesse Lingard brother done. It's because I'm a businessman and I ran a business myself, and I don't like employees disrespecting employees in the wrongful manner. You know, show some respect to your employees. They put money in your pocket. Jesse Lingard, you will not be the person you are if Manchester United didn't notice you and give you money and give you that stardom. Jesse Lingard isn't the person he is without Manchester United. He wouldn't get 5 million followers or 3.4 million followers if he didn't play for Manchester United. If you played for Arsenal, you'd probably be on 500k right now. But that's another story. But yeah, it's just wrong. It's disrespectful. And I've had enough of this, man. It needs to stop, Flawless. Like this coming out on social media, bad mouthing your club needs to stop.
Yeah, and here's the thing is that's where you mentioned it there, the line between business and personal, and that's what people need to remember is, and that remind me, see that with all the things that are going on, I forgot about this Pogba to Manchester City rumor that we need to get into. See that so much is going on that Pogba rumored to go Manchester City or linked with is an afterthought. But back to that as well, people need to realize this is a business, and the reason why I just mentioned the Pogba thing because there's no loyalty in football, people. Now, do I understand why Lingard feels away? Absolutely. If I'm 29 or I think Lingard's 30 and I've been through a club from the youth system since I was 9 years old and I didn't get a send-off, I would feel away. However, does that give his brother the right to do it? No, but I understand why his brother said what he said. Because one, that's his brother, so he's going to ride or die. That's like somebody treating Ivorian bad. Even if Ivorian's in the wrong, I'm never going to publicly come out and criticize him. I might say something to him privately, but I'm never going to jump on his platform and be like, Ivorian, no, because that's my guy and got to understand that's his brother and people forget that. But on the flip side to that is, it's business. And you said it right there. You cannot come out and criticize your employees and, well, your employer, sorry. And we've seen his brother do that before. Now, do I believe Lingard said to his brother, post this? No. I fully believe his brother did that off his own back. 110% he did. Because I'd feel away if my brother was treated like that. But this is football. And again, people, it's a what have you done for me lately sport. And when I say lately, I'm talking about today. There's no loyalty in football anymore, people. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because it's a results-driven business. If I don't get results as a footballer, I don't play, my stock falls, my wages fall, I don't get success. Same as a manager. If I don't get success, I'm out of the job. That's what it's like. It's like being in a commission-based job in a call center. If you don't hit your targets, you will be sacked. And that goes for everybody from the top of the Premier League with Manchester City all the way down to Conference North and South. If you don't hit your target, we've seen how many managers have we seen get sacked? Look at the bottom end of the table, people. All of them changed their managers. Look at whether it's Sean Dyche, whether it's at Watford. So whether it's Burnley, whether it's Watford, whether it's Norwich, whether it's Everton, whether it's Leeds. That's the bottom five. We've seen Manchester United change managers as well. And now we've got a new manager coming in. And Ten Hag's under that same bracket. If he don't hit his targets, he will be sacked. There's no room for sentiment. And I say this all the time. And the reason why this comes full circle in regards to room to sentiment, because we've seen pundits let sentiment get in the way of criticizing the previous manager. This is why Gary Neville didn't. This is why Roy Keane didn't. This is why Rio Ferdinand didn't, to the point where the Liverpool legend and Jamie Carragher was like, I'm tired of these men defending him. He's like, I'm tired of it. Because you, man, and that's the Liverpool legend who's happy about Manchester United in the direction we're going. To the point where Carragher and Neville were on Sky and laughed at Gary Neville. I said, keep Ollie then. You're not competing with him. And this is the same thing I was saying. We are not, all these people talking about league titles at the start of the season based off of what? We need a complete rebuild. So yeah, back to what his brother said as well. I thought the shot about Conference League was unnecessary because I'm guessing his brother I'm guessing his brother's a United fan, number one, and Lingard's still a United fan at heart too. So you want what's best. So taking shots at Manchester United make no sense. Taking shots at the Glazers, I'm all for. I'm with that completely and entirely with that. But this just sums up Manchester United. You got players' brothers coming out and criticizing players, and Ralph responded as well. Actually, let me try and pull up them quotes as well, because Ralph responded to his brother and said a whole lot of stuff about Lingard as well. Make sure you hit the like button, people. We will get to your comments. Do not worry about that. 1 second.
Even regarding Lingard, if I was Lingard myself, I would have slapped my brother in the face, for just doing that. Yeah, I understand he's my brother and he wants to back me. But this is a business, and this is your bag that you're talking about. This is the money that you earn. You will tell your family members, listen, whatever you hear about me in the press, don't retaliate. Don't do that, because it's just going to make things worse. Like, that's how it is. Even right now, if I progress in what I'm currently doing, I will tell my families, listen, whatever you hear, even if it's negative, like, don't retaliate to people. Don't say anything. Just keep it sealed, man. Like, because at the end of the day, you're going to affect me as well. At the end of the day, when you come out with these kind of things, people are going to look at me differently.
Yeah, that's true. It's one of them. It's tough. Yeah, man, it's tough either way, because I understand both sides. Like, that's my brother. But then there's a business aspect to it. That's why I'm not saying his brother's wrong for what he's doing.
But I understand people. He's just being a brother.
Yeah, I understand people criticizing his brother, same way I don't think Lingard's wrong for saying I wanted a send-off. But then I don't think people are wrong for saying not everybody gets a send-off, because greater players than Lingard, no disrespect, like Gary Neville actually said, Manchester United captains haven't had send-offs. Roy Keane didn't get a send-off. Brian Robson didn't get a send-off. Steve Bruce didn't get a send-off. Like, a lot of these players didn't get send-offs like that. But Jez says it here, but in the same time, Lingard is the only one who does this in his football. Many footballers' families do this. I don't blame his brother backing his bro. So yeah, this is what Ralph said in response to that. So he said, to start with, the last couple of weeks under my tenure, he's played far more games than he used to before than I came in. Number two, on game day against Chelsea, he contacted me in the hotel and asked me to release him from the game, and also to release him from the training session the following day and 2 days after the Chelsea game for personal family reasons. And I also allowed him to do that. And this was the reason, with only 3 subs. Unfortunately, in the other leagues, you have 5 subs. I had to take a decision to bring on Cavani or Lingard or even the young Garnacho, who I would have loved to have brought on and given a chance after going free with 15 minutes to play. But I took them to bring on Ediston for the very reasons I just explained to you. Had I not brought on someone, maybe somebody else might have posted it was class not to bring on Cavani, or someone else might have posted, why didn't the manager bring on the young Garnacho? With only 3 subs already done, you have to take a decision. This will not be to the liking of everybody. This is also part of the game. To be honest, I'm not reading a lot. I've had the time in the last 6 months to read. I'm not on Instagram, as you know. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not engaged in those areas. My focus has always been there with my coaching staff to develop the team. In those days with social media, there's always somebody posting something, and it's important for us at the club not to take too much notice of that. Unless it's the player himself, it might be a different story. So Lingard asked to get released from training time off for personal reasons. So that adds into the reason, and that's fair. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? And that's fair. What if that's the case? If that has happened, and Lingard's not came out and said that's incorrect, that he didn't ask for time off.
Yeah,
so
he's done that before, innit? He's done that before. He didn't get his move, and obviously, if you didn't get your move, you'll be upset and you won't be in the right state of mind. So I can believe Ralph that said, "Oh yeah, Jesse Lingard asked for some time off, just to reflect, because he didn't get his loan move to Newcastle, wherever it is." And the next thing you know, you're posting and say that, "No, I never asked for this," because just to cover your back, because you know exactly what people would have said towards you. And that's one thing I'm tired. You just said it there. He asked for time off as well on several occasions. He's doing Edison Cavani vibes, Gaff, I don't want to play this week.
Just said it here. But his at least his reasons are reasonable, because he's not said I don't want to play. He said I don't want to play for personal reasons. Whereas Cavani, who some of our fan base love, I don't get it, said also got to remember Cavani loves playing for Uruguay right now instead of trying to stay healthy and to play for United, as just said here. And that's right, man. Like, but people love Cavani. We've barely seen him. We have. Big up to Darren, who says, flawless. How do players like Lingard and Rashford that have been asked all season get away with demanding game time? Who's running the dressing room? That's just, I've said this before, I'll say this again. Lack of accountability. Because under the last regime, you could play as poorly as you wanted and still remain and still keep your spot and remain in the starting 11. You could drop 3 0 out of 10s in a row And you know that fourth game, you're going to get played. And that's where the issues stem from and why Ralph has had to deal with tough things. Rashford all of a sudden is bemused why he don't get game time anymore. You've been performing poorly in any walk of life, people. If you perform poorly at your job, you will be criticized. You will be disciplined in some way, shape, or form, and you could be let go from your job. Rashford's performances don't deserve a starting lineup position. Not a chance. Alanga's been better this season. Let's call a spade a spade. I'd rather see Alanga in the lineup than Rashford. Alanga has done much better, and he's just been doing the basics. And this is why I don't even criticize Alanga, because it's unfair. Alanga, I think, is good enough to be a squad player, shouldn't be starting for Manchester United. But that's how poor Rashford has been. Similar to the Brandon Williams situation when he took Shaw's place. Like, Brandon Williams at best is a squad player, but he just came in and doing the basics, just closing down, overlapping. Literally. And that's all Alanga's done. Chasing down lost causes. We've seen Rashford walking around, but when it's a certain number 6, everyone wants to talk about it. But we've seen Rashford not press. We've seen Rashford come off the bench and not press. But the craziest part about it is, and I spoke about it on the ManDem United, I spoke about it on them back. I spoke about it on the ManDem United when it happened, that he was bemused by this because he's not used to being criticized. He's not used to being disciplined and being punished for your poor performances. So that's where that stems from with Lingard and Rashford and others. Whereas anywhere else, you'll get dropped. If you're at Manchester City and you're playing poorly, you will be dropped. If you perform poorly at Liverpool, you will be dropped. That's why sometimes you'll see Salah on the bench. There's no guarantee Salah starts tonight. No guarantees. There's no guarantee Mane starts. Nobody's guaranteed Fabinho or Thiago. No one's guaranteed. Let Van Dijk's form dip. Van Dijk won't be playing. Matip, we've seen Robertson not play, with Shimmikas coming in as well, and Robertson's form's not been at it. And that's the way you have to run any business, and that's what it is. But yeah, your thoughts on it, Ivorian?
Yeah, I was just going to touch on the thing that you just said there. You see that the Rashford and Lingard, they've been putting up stinkers already. Like every time Lingard has come on, he hasn't impressed. So for him to just ask for that last game, he's just going to do the same thing and not impress. And maybe, fair enough, he was winning, but maybe because of you, might concede a bit of goals. He's been sloppy. You're not performing, but you expect a send-off. Like, it doesn't make no sense to me. It's like, rah. Like, what, do you want to do the sentiment thing? Oh, because you're leaving, let's just bring you on for the last couple of 5 minutes so you can get a little wave and goodbye. Bro, you could have came out yourself in the tunnel. I mean, outside the state. I mean, on the pitch when everyone was waving the fans and saying goodbye. You could have done that, but you chose to stick in the toilets, bro, because you were sulking. You wanted to be a kid about it. Nah, Flawless, you can get a send-off like that. You don't need to play to get a send-off. You can come out to the crowd and just clap and do all of this and all that kind of stuff and be like, bye, guys. The last time you see me, you get your send-off because your fans will chant your name. I don't even know if there's a Jesse Lingard chant. That's how shit he's been, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's where that stems from, Darren, in regards to that. And that's why players, we don't see any improvement because there's no hunger. Everybody's just comfortable. Everybody's just complacent. Not even comfortable, everybody's complacent. And that's the major issue we have. Major issues we have. Big up Harrison as well. Says big up the ManDem. King K saying all facts. Jez is saying facts flawless. Similar stuff happened at Spurs where players like Winks and Ndombele and Lo Celso got away for not taking accountability. But with Conte, now here, these guys don't play no more and getting iced. And that's what it needs to be. That's why we've seen players get iced. Whether it's Shaw, whether it's Wan-Bissaka. It's good to see Maguire on the bench. I've seen Ronaldo get dragged off. Lingard, limited game time. Rashford get dropped. Bruno. And I'm all for that. If you are not performing at the best level, hold bench. It's true. And if you want to soak about it, let you go. Go on, fam.
They need that reality check. Like the fact that Rashford is demanding a new contract and questioning why he hasn't been playing. You're right. Yeah, he's never been in that situation where I'm getting punished. You know, like the silver spoon fed kid who all of a sudden gets grounded. Like, mom, you've never grounded me before. I used to get away with it. I used to torture my mouse, my cats, and everything. I never got grounded. You used to call me the star boy. All of a sudden, I'm grounded, mom. I don't know what to do. I've never been grounded, Rashford doesn't know what the bench smells like. He's never seen it until Ralph Ragnick's come in. Like, this sense of entitlement needs to stop. Like, I'm glad he's getting a reality check that he needs because I've been on his case because I love him. I love Rashford, I see the talent there. It's just that up there, it's just not right, It's just never been right, The mathematics and everything in terms of calculating what's the right pass, when to make the right runs, and etc. The footballing intelligent aspect has never been there. Maybe it's because he's never been mentored properly or coached properly after Louis van Gaal left, and then you had a Jose Mourinho, and Jose Mourinho don't really focus on each individual's games. And same, of course, and then you had Oli. Oli doesn't even know how to manage, so he can't even coach players. So that there kind of stalled him. Maybe, I'm hoping maybe when Ten Hag comes in, maybe it'll install some football intelligence in his mind and start drilling him on where to make these runs and passes. But I highly doubt that, because you're 24. At 24, you're a grown man in football. You're supposed to be competent. 24 is the age where you start getting things right, making the right passes, making the right runs, finishing correctly, and etc. Not making any more mistakes. All the tedious things are just knocked out, because you're 24, you're grown, you're competent. You're supposed to be reaching your peak now. But it's too late for Marcus Rashford. It's too late. If you guys think it's never too late, it's too late. He's 24 and he still doesn't know what 1 + 1 equals. That's a problem right there, bro. If you're a big man in the game, man. But Rashford needs to just humble himself, and I'm glad he's getting humbled. He deserves some time out to figure out and think about his future. And yeah, Lingard as well. I'm happy, man. I'm just happy that he's,
his way.
He's on his way, man. He should have left 2 seasons ago. He decided to believe in Oli, and when Oli said, "I need you," like, that guy is a liar, man. That guy can lie to you. Like,
that's crazy.
That all his ex-girlfriends, he lied to them about how I need you. Then he dumped them the next day. I learned from that, bruv.
This guy a joker. But yeah, I see that, and that's what it is like. And with Rashford, do I believe he's done in football? No, I believe he's done at Manchester United, though. Yeah, I look at, and it's weird that Jez mentioned Dele Alli and said if Oli was here, Dele Alli would still be playing at Spurs. I put him in that Dele Alli bracket where it's like, I don't think you're done in football. I just think you're finished here. Same way with Lingard when he went to West Ham last season. We seen what he was like. Lingard is more than good enough to go and play in the Premier League or in the top flight somewhere else. I still believe Rashford is still good enough to play in the Premier League or somewhere else across Europe. Definitely, without question. Just not here. I just don't think this is the place. I just don't think this is the place for you to succeed. I think there's too much water under the bridge. And if Rashford were to leave, somebody would definitely come and pick him up. Same way Lingard would leave. Lingard on a free, somebody will definitely come in for. And I think it's time for both of them to move on. And we'll see. Big up to Dan Levitt in the cut as well. Yes, like Jez said, hit the like button, you lot. Make sure you get the likes up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, Road to 4K. Also follow the Twitch as well. Download the Twitch app. So much content on there as well. We go live on the Twitch every day. In regards to it, we'll switch lanes because I mentioned it. The rumor came out about Paul Pogba potentially going to Manchester City. My thoughts on it was, do I believe it happens? No. Secondly, it would, from a footballing perspective, it makes sense. Actually, let me scratch that. From a chaos perspective, it's funny. Like, the outrage that was caused by the rumor was nuts. Like, bear in mind, it was a rumor. There was no concrete source. It's not like Pogba came out or one of Pogba's people came out or Manchester City representative came out and said, look, Pogba's a top quality player. Wherever you want to say, has it worked out at Manchester United? No. However, he is still an extremely talented player going into his prime years, and he's available on a free transfer. If you are a top club like Manchester City, why would you not be looking at that? I'm not even saying it's happening, but you definitely pique interest. And difference is, people are talking, I said this before about the Lingard situation. There's no loyalty in football. If I'm a top player and Manchester City are potentially interested in me, why would you not look at that option? Of course you would look at that option. Manchester City are a top club who pay big money and are going to compete for big trophies. Why would you not look at that? Do I believe it's true? No. Do I believe if Pogba went there, would he be a success there? Absolutely, he would be. Everything's filled. The way City dominate the ball and Pogba don't have to worry about defending too tough. Absolutely. But the outrage I thought was funny from people who will turn around and say, Pogba's not good enough. I don't rate Pogba. He's a virus. All of this rubbish. But then when it looks like he's going to Manchester City, he's a traitor, yada, yada, yada. So if he's a virus and he's a bad footballer, why are you worried about him going to our rivals? Surely that will cause issues and he'd be a virus in their dressing room. Because this all stemmed from, obviously, the video came out of him training people. And for those that don't know,
a man can't train and dance without being slandered. I posted that and people were just talking shit.
How come man can't dance now? That's what we're saying, people. For those that don't know, like, man can't dance and work out like most people do. Bear in mind, that was a calf workout as well. You lot clearly never been to a rave, but what I noticed with that is certain people just want to criticize him. Certain people definitely just want to criticize him for no reason. Because like I said, he's this bad. He's a virus. All of this stuff. So if he's this bad, why don't we want him to go to our rivals then? Because surely he'll cause issues then. Or is it because you lot rate him? That's what it is. So you lot don't want him to play for Manchester United, but want to dictate where he goes. What are we talking about? You might like control like a controlling partner or some bullshit. Like absolute nonsense. Well, do I believe it happens? No, I believe he goes to Real Madrid or PSG. What are you telling me, fam?
You know what? When I saw that news about Manchester City looking at the prospect of signing Paul Pogba, I laughed because I just knew that a move like that could never ever really happen. Pogba, people need to understand that Pogba did come to Manchester United at the age of 16, played in the academy, so understands the rivalry between Manchester United and Man City, and also the Liverpool. He knows the history of the rivalry between those two clubs. So for him to move to Man City, because it's happened before, it's been linked with Man City before, and he posted and just said never going to happen. So why wouldn't people just think that he'll just literally just trade and go to the blue side and play for Man City? It will be great for him in his career. And you know what? Sometimes I can understand if Paul Pogba goes to Manchester City just to get back at us, because why? You're the same fans that booed him not long ago. When you say you don't even boo your own fan when Maguire got booed, the same fan that called him out and when he scored about 18 or 17 goals at the end of the season while man was fasting, which means when he's fasting, he has to keep humble and cannot lash out. Whether the fan saying he's shit, he's effing this, or he get him out the club. The same person that gets racially abused at the same time get bad media publicity, even when he does good, even when he comes out and saying that I suffered depression. I've never seen people go get at someone that suffered depression. But if someone like Harry Maguire said, I've been going through it, let's put a hand around him, let's support him. But a black man came out and said, I've been suffering from depression. Because you don't like him, you get him. And then the moment he gets linked to Man City, all of a sudden you care. You care, like, oh, why is he going there? Blah, 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 blah. You didn't want him. You didn't want him. He said he should leave. Leave. And then all of a sudden you get upset. I didn't understand that, but Pogba will never join Man City. It was just rumors. Yeah, of course, Man City are looking for a midfielder. Of course, he's going to be talked about. They're like, hey, Pogba was free. You know, he's leaving on the free. What's the possibility of that? You will discuss that. It's normal in football. It's normal when you're planning for the next summer. But the whole news when it broke out, I never felt a thing. Never really believed it. I see Pogba leaving England, if anything, because for me, I honestly feel like he needs to leave England because I feel for his mental health. He's my favorite player, but I can criticize my favorite player and tell you that he needs to leave because he hasn't really succeeded at Manchester United based on his own performances and based on the team's performance, you know. He hasn't succeeded. But for the way the media just lash out at him, for his own mental sake, I care about his mental health. Yeah. He needs to leave England and go abroad.
I said go abroad, 110%. I've said it already.
Do your thing, you know. Do your thing. These are the same fans that probably hate Pogba, but don't really want him to leave. They're really hoping that he signs a new contract so they can abuse him again next season.
Yeah,
that's how I feel because the day he leaves, I want to see the reaction. Because I know there's going to be good riddance, and there will be people that say good riddance, but they're literally crying and upset that we lost a quality player like Paul Pogba. Regardless of whether he's been inconsistent and all that kind of stuff, he's still a quality player. And even when I saw what Jamie Carragher's full of it, innit? We all saw that segment at the end of the match.
I didn't even watch, fam. I didn't even watch it.
You should have watched because they was it Jamie Carragher, Harry Redknapp, and also Michael Richards. They posed the question, would he do well at Man City? Jamie Carragher said no because he doesn't work hard and X, Y, Z. But have you ever looked at Pogba's running stats?
Yeah, exactly. That's a myth. You know what I'm saying?
It's really up there. It's in the top 5.
Yep.
Man doesn't work hard. He does work hard. You choose the parts where he doesn't work hard or where he's not running enough. He's not grafting enough. But he works hard. He gets up and down the pitch. It's just because it's Langley and it looks a bit lazy for some reason to your eyes.
Because his running style for a minute. That's why, man. I've got that, man. I've got that running style, so it looks like I'm not trying. You know
the fact that he said he wouldn't work hard, he's a problem and all that kind of stuff. Paul Pogba would do what at Man City? They play possession-based football, just like you said, flawless there. He doesn't have to do the defending part, but he will do defending because Pep demands that. He'll do some sort of defending. And he'll slip in and work easily, pass and do everything that we've been seeing him do for France and a little bit at Manchester United. You'll see at his best at Man City. But that move will never, ever happen, man. I'll be shocked if it does, you
I'd
know.
be very
But
shocked
then
too.
again, I wouldn't blame it. I'll just see it as him just getting one back at Manchester United to show Manchester United that, yeah, I am the real deal. Just that you just guys never really built anything around me to
Never.
make me succeed or provide that platform to succeed. Yes, I can take it in my own consideration that my performance hasn't been the best. Yeah, I can be accountable for that. But still, I never got the possibility to thrive at Manchester United. And that's the damn truth, man. That's the damn truth regarding that.
That is the damn truth. You said it right there, man. And yeah, man, King K, we know, man. IC3 tax is crazy. We know this and
Trust
that.
me,
You know what I'm saying?
trust me.
He gets
We know
booed.
that code.
Yeah, man. He gets booed, but we've seen Bruno put in hella bad performances. We've seen McTominay do that, and none of them receive anywhere near the criticism. I'm not saying Pogba's blameless, people. That's not what I'm saying. But people don't want to look at things in context. He's nowhere near the worst problem at Manchester United. Similar to Ralph, where I don't think he's blameless, but I don't look at him and go, "You're the mate." There's major problems in front of that. Major problems in front of that. Dan says here, you lot continue to get your questions in before we close out the show in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. He says, where do you reckon United will finish and aim for next season if Ten Hag gets the control and the players' signings that he wants in the right positions? Yeah, where do you reckon? Where do you think the aim will be?
Flawless. I'll be honest with you. To me, but personally, because of where Manchester United are right now and in the project that they're about to head into, the rebuild after the rebuild, a top 6 finish, I wouldn't complain if I can see good quality football with progression and these players looking like ballers, you know, even if it's a decent cup run or we get to a final in a cup run, I'll be happy with that. I'll classify that as a decent season and something to build on. That's all we want to see now. We want to see the plan. We want to look at Manchester United football when what game I say, and screenshot I say, I can see something. I can see something building. Even if we're not getting the W's, I can see something positive. That's all I want next season. Top 6 finish. I'm not asking for a lot because this all top 4 is going to be very difficult, especially when we've just seen someone sign for Manchester City. It's going to be hard.
Anyway.
Arsenal will build on what they have right now. So will Liverpool build. They've already signed, and Tottenham might do something. But me, it's a top 6 finish. I'm hoping top 4, but realistically top 6 with a trophy in the cup, maybe a Europa League or Europa Conference League, since we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe an FA Cup or Carling Cup, man. But that's about it for me, man. I just want to see progression, good football, and just a top 6 finish.
Yeah, in regards to that, what I would say to this, we'll finish and aim. Ten Hag gets the control. Depends on a lot of that because there's plenty of variables. I've already mentioned some of them there in terms of rivals, what Arsenal do, what Spurs do, what West Ham do. I'm looking at also with the signings. Does Ten Hag get 3 or 4 signings? Does he get 6 or 7? Does he bring through some more of the youth players? Like, is it going to be more of a mix? Also, but I'd look at it definitely top there, bare minimum top 6 finish. The very best I think we can do is 4th place. So I'm looking in between 4 and 6. Style of play, definitely you want to see better football, more entertaining football, attacking football as well, and target the 2 domestic cups, FA Cup and League Cup, and whatever European competition we're in. So whether that's Europa League, whether that's Conference League, use that not only use that to get a trophy, but use it to blood youngsters as well and implement your style even further. And if it is Europa League, if you win it, not only is it great for European competition and these players to get that type of experience, it's also a backdoor into the Champions League as well. And it's the rebuild from the rebuild. So that's how I'm looking at it. Vitally important we get. I'd really target, it's high on the list. We win whatever European competition we're in. Like, I'm putting that very high. Like, I'm not saying if Ten Hag doesn't win it that I'm going to criticize, but I will be very disappointed if we don't win that competition. And that's without seeing Ten Hag here and without seeing his recruitments. But I'm very optimistic at what he can do because he's a drill sergeant. Sergeant. And I like that. And again, he's not quite from a blank canvas, but he's there.
You saw that clip of Ten Hag saying, shouting at players saying, hey, we play our game, not your game. And that should be that day. When I saw that, I was thinking of Marcus Rashford because he likes playing his game and running into walls. And I like Ten Hag there is a manager that says, unlike Oli will just do this. Rashi, when he's doing nonsense. So I like that. I like Ten Hag. He's a drill merchant, drill sergeant, a man that likes to have the whistle in his mouth and then blows and say, do that again. You know, that wasn't good enough. You can say, but look, Gav, that was really good. He'll tell you, no. Do that again. The way I want you to do it. And I like that, man. I really like that. I'm optimistic with Ten Hag. You know, people can say that he's not proven and all that kind of stuff, but I would tell you, wait a minute, hold on a minute. He managed one of the top clubs in Europe. You know, Ajax is not a joke. You know, they compete domestically in their league, and they're always in the Champions League playing the best teams in Europe, and he gets a number on all the best teams in Europe. You know, he's won trophies as well. That's a proven man, in my opinion, and he's built teams after rebuilding. That shows a lot of qualities. And on top of that, a manager who can develop his own players is a unique characteristic in itself, you know, and you have to admire stuff like that. So a lot of these people, pundits, are kind of bad-mouthing him, thinking that he's not that good, but he is that good. The fact that you keep on saying he's never managed a big club. Ajax is a big club.
Ajax
historically is a big club. You know, you as a football player will be proud to play for Ajax. You can tell your mom, I play for Ajax, by the way.
They're a big club. I swear they got more European cups than us. I swear they're on 4.
I actually don't know. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4. But
it's around that anyway. Yeah, I swear they. But yeah, now you are 110% right. And also adding on that is because with the amount of players that are leaving, he's pretty much working from a blank canvas, and he also has the resources that Manchester United have in terms of the draw Manchester United are, and we have big money, and then you have Ralph going upstairs in a consultancy role, board members leaving and things of that nature. So he's dealing with much more resources because Ajax are they're a player get to the top and then we sell them on. That's their model. You know what I'm saying? Their model isn't to dominate Europe. Their model is to bring players through their youth system, get a cold team together, and then sell players on for a profit, and then they recycle it. That's why that team that got to the semi-finals, it got picked off in terms of the Lit was sold, Ziyech went, we signed Donny. I think De Jong was a part of that as well. So look, that's 4, and you lot in the comments will know. I've just named 4 players off the top of my head, and then they'll recycle that. But again, the experience he's had, because he's not cold in the Champions League. Like, he's been in the Champions League a few years now, so he's experienced there. He's experienced winning stuff, whether it's the Dutch League, the Dutch FA Cup, which I'm all for. And like I say, blank canvas, man, which is great. He's not having to come in and like, how do I move on these 6 or 7 players? No, these players are gone. So you have so much in wage budget as well.
Free up the wage budget, that gives you a bit of transfer kitty as well. It adds some transfer kitty.
100%. And the thing is with the youngsters, what I like is him bringing through youngsters, which I think he'll have to do simply because of the amount of players that are leaving, is they'll listen to him. That's one thing about young players. They will follow instruction down to a T. We see with Elanga, with Ralph now. And that's why he's got a tune out of Elanga. Like, yes, is Elanga the best player? No. But he can be an effective squad player. You don't need 25 world-class players. This isn't Football Manager. This isn't FIFA. Do we need improvements in the first 11? Absolutely. But I have no issue with our squad players. The likes of Elanga. Diallo, if he comes back, I have no problems with. I throw Bruno in there. I throw Fred in that mix. Lindelof, who I'm very critical of, I throw in that mix. Dalot, if he is. Telles, if he is. My problem is our first team. That's my biggest issue, is our first team. Big up Espaco in the cut as well. Big up to Go Heezy, who says Ralph has done more in 6 months than a lot of other people in a decade. I'm glad to see not only the manager is changing, but also people in the back room. And this is what I'm saying, man. Like, he just shook things up, man. Like, he has shook things up like crazy, and I love that.
And I'm happy. I'm happy because a lot of the capos at the top are getting whacked right now. You know, you get me out here, man. I'm actually happy that a lot of the mans are resigning, but really and truly, it's just a special word for being sacked for not being good at their job, and that's showing us. It's giving me a little bit of hope that they're making changes internally upstairs, which can only be a good thing, and bringing actual proper people who are specialists in their department, in their area. I'm happy about that. The fact that we saw Matt Judge, the chief negotiator that negotiated all of these useless deals, you know, it's gone. He's resigned. Right. You know, Jim Lawler and one of the other head scouts are gone. We're seeing more. And we're hearing potential, you know, deputy director of football might be coming in, someone else, you know, and we're all hoping that it's probably Phil Mitchell. And
we're getting rid as well, isn't it? This has just happened the last hour. This tweet's come out.
And it's happy.
1 second before you go, head of corporate finance, Heeman, I can't pronounce his surname, is leaving the club after 10 years. We getting rid of everybody. Another one. Yeah, go on, Ivorian. So that's another one. Head of corporate finance in a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Back to Richard Arnold. Richard Arnold did say he's a man that wants to distribute the football inside to footballing people, and he will just deal with the finance and etc. So he's kind of doing exactly what he said. You know, he's looked at the whole situation and said, you know what, I ain't gonna fuck up like the way Edward fucked up. Even though he trained me to come to this position, I'm gonna do things a bit differently so I can be successful. And so far, we're seeing some changes, you know, and hopefully it reflects more in the summer, and we see a drastic amount of changes. And I'm glad that it's now that these people are leaving, not at the end of the season or not in the middle of a transfer window. It's now. Get it done now and get these people in so we can start planning and strategizing for the next season, because of course we are behind. Our foes have already planned ahead. You know, Man City has a signed striker. Liverpool signed someone from Fulham not long ago. You know, you see Borussia Dortmund signed 3 players for next summer. You know, so we need to get this plan now and start executing the plan now. And they're doing it bit by bit. So I'm pleased with that. There's a bit of hope, but I'm not that hopeful. But there's a bit of hope, you know.
Yeah, nah, I am very hopeful that even though I don't know these men, that these men are leaving. Like that goes, change is happening. That's the best thing. We need this change to happen. We've all been crying out. We've all been crying out for this stuff to happen. All been crying out for it. So I'm very happy that people are leaving upon leaving. And also as well, let me try and find a tweet. Somebody emailed Manchester United, like Richard Arnold, and Richard Arnold got back to him saying, 1 second, let me try and find the tweet, people. I'm not even lying. Let me try and find it. Hold up. Let me try and find it.
Even sat the PR man and said, no, we can't be doing media spins no more.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, he's had enough. Hold up 1 second. Let me try and find it. Hold up. I'll try and find it, people. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
I'm all for it, man. Like, play. And people saying Ralph, like, this is on Ralph. All of a sudden he's landed and everybody's leaving. This guy's come in and basically said everybody's terrible. You all gotta go in it. We gotta start this from scratch.
I'm happy that they're starting to listen to the consultant, you know, that came to consult.
Yeah.
Because after hearing that the consultant came and said that we need a striker in January after the whole Lingard and that other guy, that scumbag situation. Yeah. Well, we need a striker. And they failed to listen to that. They really did. And I'm there thinking, you brought a consultant to consult so you can listen, right? Yeah. So listen. Listen to him.
Facts.
Do it now.
So this guy who's called Day Tripping Red on Twitter says, credit where it's due. I emailed Richard Arnold directly last night out of sheer anger at the state of the club and the ongoing behind the scenes, including the owners. He replied at 5:50 a.m., acknowledged the email and the sentiments, and reiterated his intent to turn things around. So he said, James, thank you for getting in touch. The pain of the season is shared. We are determined to put things right. You will have seen significant changes going through our organization already. There are more things to come. Nothing guarantees success, but hard work and focus makes it possible. We are working hard and focused on winning. Hey, whether that's a PR spin or not, like, I like
changes upstairs. He said we're making sure you can see that right now. I'm not capping, you know.
Not lying. Love it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely love it. As Paco says, how's Diallo's loan spell been? I'm not sure. I've not really been following Rangers like that. However, I'd still have him in our team. I've seen enough of him when he played at Manchester United to go, yeah. Do I believe he should be first choice? No, I want United to sign a right winger and then have Diallo and Alanga that's back up to that right winger. That's what I would do personally. I've seen Diallo. He scored the goal against AC Milan when we drew 1-1 in the first leg. And every time he played for United, I'm like, one thing I like about him, brave. My man constantly demanding the ball, never hiding, skilled, technically very sound. He's only young as well, so he can improve. I'm all for it. All for Diallo. I'm a big fan. Big up to Black Diamond, says like, share, subscribe, support your quality channel as you continue to get brilliant content on a consistent basis. Show appreciation to our brothers. Big up Black Diamond. But yeah, we are going to close out the show, people. I think that's everything. I think so. Unless you lot got any final questions. I think me and Ivorian spoke about everything from recent times anyway. But we'll be back here Thursday, people, for the ManDem United podcast. You will get it every Tuesday, every Thursday, 5 p.m. Even when the season ends, you will continue to get this show, people. Because I'm sure with Manchester United, with Ten Hag coming in, there's going to be so much like transfer rumors. We are going to get linked with everybody. Absolutely. There's going to be so much spoken about. So much. James says Diallo is better than Alanga by 1,000,000 miles. Don't disagree. I think Diallo's better than Alanga. I'd have those two backing up the right winger. I'd have right winger. I'd have Diallo second choice. I'd have Alanga third choice. 100%. I'd have Alanga backing up being third choice to both the left wing and the right wing. So I'd have right winger Diallo for the right side, and then left side I'd have Sancho, bringing a left winger to back him up, and have Alanga as fifth choice, or third choice for both sides, I should say. So yeah, I don't disagree. All right, we're gonna close out the show, people. Ivorian, always good talking to you, my brother.
Yes,
Anything
bro.
else you want to add, and let them know where they can find you as well.
Of course, guys, big ups. Thanks for having me, Flawless, as well. Sarcasm City is like my second home. I'm on this channel more than any other channel, to be honest with you. But guys, remember to subscribe, smash that like button. If you want to subscribe to me, you can always subscribe to Red United TV and follow the official Instagram of Red United TV, which is Red United TV1. And also follow me personally, Ivorian_Spice for Instagram and also Twitter. I do watch alongs, match reactions, couple of podcasts, and also whenever there's a big news, I always release an upload of that news. But if you want to have a laugh, subscribe to the channel as always. And if you want to follow your brothers, because we are brothers, and you always want to follow the culture, subscribe as well.
Yeah, there you go. And I've just literally added Red United TV in the title of the video, people. So you can click that right now and the show will still keep going live and you can subscribe. So Red United TV is in the title. So whether you're watching this live or watching this back, if you hit the title in the video, is the link is there, will take you straight to the page. Go subscribe to Red United TV and you can find all of Ivorian's socials as well. Dan says, what streams you having today? Any more on YouTube or just Twitch? No more on YouTube, just Twitch. So I'll be doing both NBA playoff games today, people. So I'll be doing the Heat versus the 76ers and the Suns versus the Mavericks. Both those series tied at 2 apiece. So it's game 5 of both of those. I believe they start at 12:30. Let me double check. But yeah, that's the Twitch, people. The link is underneath in the description for Twitch. And don't think, oh, I'm just on the YouTube, Sarcasm City TV YouTube, so I'm okay. It's like, nah, you need the, what's it called, innit? You need to be on the Twitch simply because it's different content, people. Like you have Sky Sports News and say you have Sky Sports Main Event. They ain't showing the same thing. Like that with Sarcasm City TV YouTube and Sarcasm City TV Twitch. But yeah, but make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget as well, also on top of that, this show and all the other shows on the channel, apart from watch alongs, are available as audio on audio only platforms. So if you want to listen rather than watch, so whether that's SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find this show. So you might want to listen while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're driving, while you're at work. You might just not want the YouTube app open. I'm going to upload the audio to it as well. But yeah, Heat 76ers at 12:30 and then Suns Mavericks at 3 a.m. That's UK time. So go head over to the Twitch. But big up Disgruntled Blogger. Says, yes, Flawless. McMahon, don't tell me I was on Jamaican time again. You was, but you can watch the show back, my guy. It's all well and good. But love to everyone that has locked in. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big